K-State and the University of Kansas Health System announced Thursday plans to work together to support health care in rural Kansas communities. The two organizations made the announcement at a joint news conference. The partnership, a first-of-its-kind collaboration bringing together the land-grant mission and statewide presence of K-State through research and extension with the expertise and experience of the state's only academic health system. K-State Senior Vice President and Chief of Staff, Dr. Marshall Stewart.
As a next-generation land-grant university, Kansas State University has identified community health and well-being as a focus area for engagement and transforming lives in Kansas. We are thrilled to collaborate with our colleagues at the University of Kansas Health System and build a K-State 105 partnership that improves healthcare access for Kansans across the state.
Officials are working to identify areas of focus, which they said could include strategies to keep care local, increased access to telehealth resources, addressing OB/GYN provider shortages, caregiver support for patients with dementia, and grant writing resources. The program will begin with pilot projects in areas that are still being determined through collaboration with communities and with K-State Research and Extension offices. A bipartisan group of rank-and-file lawmakers has scuttled a plan for cutting taxes. Republicans Thursday defied GOP leaders and Democrats ignored a personal appeal from Governor Laura Kelly. The State House rejected a plan to cut taxes by about $1.4 billion over the next 3 years that resulted from a deal between Kelly and top Republicans in the GOP-controlled legislature. The House decided on a voice vote to have House and Senate negotiators draft a different plan. Some critics saw the plan as too small. Others argued that it was weighted too heavily toward wealthy taxpayers. Still others thought it didn't cut property taxes enough. Riley County's legal team is about to go through significant changes. County Councilor Clancy Holman is slated to retire January 1st, but the Deputy County Councilor position will become vacant much sooner. Shelley Woodard, who began with the county last July, submitted her resignation effective April 19th. Woodard succeeded Craig Cox, who retired in September. Holman spoke at yesterday's meeting.
I will tell you that we're going to do the very best we can to make this transition as seamless as possible.
Commission Chair John Ford says his eyes are set on the future with Holman's impending retirement.
To be honest with you, it'd be nice to find a person to fit this role and then potentially move into the other role, and then that transition's a little bit easier.
County officials are hopeful to fill the position by mid-May. Human Resources Director Elizabeth Ward noted Thursday she's already reached out to 6 potential candidates. The USD 378 School Board filled 2 open seats at a special meeting Thursday night. Stephanie Swerzinski and Kevin Kenny were both appointed to fill seats previously held by Nathan Mead and Justin Ricketts, both of whom resigned 1 month ago. The two were interviewed during a special board meeting last night at Riley County High School, where the board earlier also agreed to pay $1,824 to Ness County Sheriff Brandon Mitchell for investigative services for a previous alleged Kansas Open Meetings Act violation prompted by Board President Samantha Brown. The vote last night was 4-1 and taken before the 2 new appointments were made. Sarah Wallmeyer Cox, who was appointed to the board in late March, was the lone member to vote against the matter. We'll have more details on this story later on News Radio KMAN. Flint Hills Ventures Incorporated officially broke ground Thursday on their new Building K warehouse. The new project, a result of an economic development agreement approved by the City Commission to build a new speculative industrial warehouse facility. Blake Bauer is one of the owners of Flint Hills Ventures Incorporated.
We expect this building to be here in the Manhattan community for many years. And we're excited to own it and find the right owner to bring to town and to add to the community.
The warehouse will be over 112,000 square feet with 40-foot sidewalls complying with modern standards. The new facility aimed at attracting new business into Manhattan. Chamber President and CEO Jason Smith.
We've already had some clients who have called us just based on the fact that they know that this building is going to be here. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we're going to have tenants in this building. We may even have some lined up before it opens. So I'm optimistic.
Construction is expected to be completed in December. The K-State Gardens will be hosting their tulip photo op in the gardens coming up on Saturday during K-State Open House. The event will last from 9 to 2 and allow for people to take photos in the gardens with the newly planted tulips. K-State Gardens Director Scott McElwain.
We'll be in the gardens during that time, but the photo shoot for the tulips is going to be 9 to 2. And it also, listeners will be interested in knowing that the Horticulture Club there at K-State is going to be having their annual bedding plant sale in the gardens from 9 to 2 as well.
Photos can be taken for a $20 donation to the Gardens. The Gardens also preparing for the annual Run for the Roses event, which is coming up on April 27th.
Good morning. I'm Troy Coverdale with a look at your sports headlines. After dropping 2 of 3 against Texas last weekend, then rebounding for a non-conference win at midweek, K-State hits the road to try and regain a conference edge when facing UCF this weekend. The Knights are 19-7. They cracked the top 25 this week and are out to a 6-6 start in Big 12 play to date. The Wildcats stood a game back of Oklahoma in the standings at 6-3 in conference play. Right-hander Josh Winthrop will get the start tonight, going against right-hander Ben Vespi for the Knights. Junior second baseman Brady Day was named to the USA Baseball Golden Spikes Award midseason watch list yesterday. It honors the nation's top amateur player. Day becomes just the third Wildcat in school history to make that list. Game time tonight is 5. Coverage on News Radio KMAN gets underway at 4:30. Nelson Velasquez and MJ Melendez each homered and drove in 2, leading Seth Lugo and the Royals to a 10-1 win over the White Sox. Right fielder Hunter Renfroe threw out the potential tying run at the plate in the 6th before the Royals broke it open with 8 in the 7th. Lugo gave up 1 run on 8 hits over 6 2/3 for his first win with the Royals, aided by that defense. Game time tonight in Kansas City for the Royals and White Sox as they continue the 4-game set is 6:40. K-State's Gabby Gregory has been selected to play in the Women's College All-Star Game to be contested Saturday afternoon in Cleveland, 2:30 tip-off on ESPN2. She'll suit up for either Team Lieberman or Team Miller, which will be coached by Naismith Hall of Famers and basketball legends Nancy Lieberman and Cheryl Miller, respectively. Gregory was an All-Big 12 honorable mention recipient this past season after averaging 10 points and a career high in assists. Have a great Friday. I'm Troy Coverdale.